Hello everyone, welcome back to Help for eLearning. My name is Prashanja and I'm your mentor. So right now I'm going to tell you guys this is a new playlist you are starting right now. This is a retrieval argument generation RAG using a langchain. So it's the same thing if you type on the Google. Okay, if you type the same thing on the Google, you will get this page. You can type here that like I'm going to show you langchain RAG, and this is the first link you will get here, and when you click on this, so definitely you will come to this page. Okay, this is the official website of langchain, and this is a perfect, I'll tell you that this is a perfect website where you can learn the things, where you can get a exact tutorial. This is the official, so this is very very important. So the first purpose, what is the purpose of this retrieval augmented generation? Okay, retrieval augmented generation. So if you read this context, this particular one paragraph, because that you can see the exact information is given here. One of the most powerful application enabled by LLM. Sorry, so LLM is a sophisticated question answering chatbot. Okay, so this is one of the most, we can say, that a powerful application enabled by LLM, and that question answering system or question answering type of chatbot you can make it. Okay, and these are the application that answer a question about a specific source of information. This is very important line, guys. Okay, I'm talking about this line, and this line is a very very important. These are application that can answer a questions about a specific source information. Specific source information, for example, you have designed a one web application for your client, just suppose for the tours and travels, and in that tours and travels, you're looking like you want to provide some kind of customer support. If customer is having any kind of question, your end user is having any kind of question, he or she should able to ask the question to your on behalf of you, because it is not possible for you to go and sit and 24 to 7 and to give reply. So on behalf of you, you have designed some chatbot, and your chatbot means your that chatbot is responsible to handle the question, to tackle the question and to reply, to give the response on just we can say that on against of that question, so whatever the user will ask. So very simple thing is that that which type of answer your chatbot will provide, because that information whatever your chatbot is going to provide, that should be specific to your tours and travels, whatever the tours and travel website you have developed, web application developed. Suppose some reason you have selected only, there is a four reason, but right now your services are available for only one reason, for X reason, and people are searching about a Y reason. So your chatbot should able to reply, you should give a response about that, boss, for the Y reason we don't have the right now the services, for X reason we have. And then when user is going to start asking a question about the X reason, whatever the source of information you have provided to your chatbot means you have to build the chatbot, you have to provide some source of information to your chatbot, so that your chatbot will get to understand if your chatbot will get a question like one, so how to respond. If it is get the question two, how to respond. So based on that, so that what we are talking about, that specific source of information. Okay, that is, we can say, the application specific chatbot you can make it, and application specific services you have, and according to that services you can build the chatbot. So I hope you can understand my point of view, what I want to say exactly. This application use a technique known as the retrieval argument generation as a RAG, and as the name is suggest, guys. So the part one and part two is there. I'm going to right now explain the part one in this particular playlist. So part one is this guide introduce a RAG and walk through a minimal implementation. And this tutorial will show you how to build a simple Q&A application over a text data source. Along the way, we will go over a typical Q&A architecture and highlight additional resources for more advanced Q&A techniques. So we will also see how LangSmith can help us to test. LangSmith we will see, but later on. But right now we have to focus on the RAG. Similarly, if you check the overview is also given here. So a typical RAG application has a two main component: indexing, a pipeline for ingesting a data from source. That is, I told you, pipeline, you have to decide from where you're going to ingest the data, from where you're going to provide your data. That is your specific source. And that is called indexing. This usually happens offline. And retrieval and generation, the actual RAG chain which takes the user query and runtime and retrieve the relevant data from the index. So at runtime means whenever you provide any prompt, like you're using a ChatGPT, you're providing some prompt. So at runtime, you're receiving your output. Okay, you're receiving your result. That is what kind of system you can build. Okay. So here we talk about indexing, and we are talking about a RAG system. The architecture means how it is going to work. So it is divided into the four parts that is in front of you. And after watching this video, you should spend a little bit time. I'll suggest you spend more and more time to just go and read about that. because obviously practically it is very, very important, but read these things, try to understand the objective. So load, first of all, you have to load a data, and that could be from any specific sources. Like it could be a JSON file, any URL. You can take a directly URL for any website and which is a live on internet, and that URL you can use and you can extract the data from there. You can load the data from there also. PDF file, we can say that textual file, HTML file, CSV file, any kind of this type of file, you can load a data. That is what way you are going to provide a data to your model. Okay. Second, you have to split those data into the chunks, because suppose we have a 1000 length of textual data, so we are not going to provide directly that textual data to a model. So what we are going to do exactly in this particular moment, we have to split those data. Okay, we have to take this data and we have to split the data into the chunks. Means that is depend on the size of actual amount of textual data. If I have a 1000 textual data, 1000 is basically, we can say that the length. So I can divide into the 100 of 100 will be, I can decide the size for that chunks. If it is 10,000, I can decide 500 also. It is depend on completely the requirement. Okay. And that we will see on practically. Second part is done after the chunk, means after the splitting those data, we have to go for the third step, which is very, very important, because at then every LLM model or any machine learning, if you go, it is completely based on the mathematics, guys. Okay. The entire architecture, if you go and if you check for the LLM, like encoding, decoding, transformer model, if you're going to transformer and if you check that, so you can understand it, at the end your textual data is going to be converted into the vectors. Vectors means the numerical data, and that after that embedding, that is called the embedding. Converting a textual data into the vector, that is called as your embedding. After that, it will jump onto the fourth step, and the fourth step, you have to store that vectors. That converted data means that after the embedding, that data, that vectors, you have to store into the database. So when you store into the local DB like Chroma, Fast, we can use any DB. So later on, what will happen exactly in runtime environment, because I'll show you here also. At runtime environment, like this is a system like ChatGPT, just understand, you're providing your question, it will retrieve the information, whatever the data you have stored in your local DB, just try to understand. It will retrieve the data from there, and it will, according to that, your prompt, it will take your prompt, it will pass through the LLM model, and then you will receive the answer. So this is what a complete architecture, we can say that. At the end, before receiving the answer, your data, your whatever the data you have stored, and whatever the question, the prompt you have given at the runtime environment, it is going to check the similarity, that is called a similarity search, and then it will process through the LLM model, and then you will receive the output. That is your answer. So this is the entire things, guys. Okay. And the setup is going to talk about. So setup is already we have. So I don't think so that we have to go and we have to do we have to do these things. Okay, because already everybody knows right now how to build the setup. Okay, but this is the exact system, that is what we have to build here, guys. I hope you have understood what is our target, what is our objective, and I will try my best to give you the best explanation about how you can do that. Okay, but understand these things. This is really powerful and very, very helpful for you also. Okay, so thank you very much, guys. We'll see you in the